cómo me robaron el móvil por segunda vez. En la parte 1 conté cómo me robaron el móvil por primera vez, pero habrá una parte 3 contando cómo me lo robaron por tercera vez. Soy la persona más pringada del mundo, pero bueno. La segunda vez que me robaron el móvil, no recuerdo muy bien en qué año fue, pero más o menos hace 6 años o 7, cosas así. Eran las fiestas de donde yo vivo. Y pues nada, obviamente salí por la noche. Pues en esos tiempos mis padres me pedían la ubicación siempre que salía y les tenía que mandar la ubicación en tiempo real por WhatsApp. Fuimos a Las Peñas, que son pues unas casetas que ponen en todas las fiestas, que son bastante grandes, donde yo vivo cabe mucha gente. Me lo pasé súper bien, con mis amigas, tal. Bueno, pues yo, que no era la más lista del mundo porque era pequeña y no sabía que esas cosas pues me podían pasar, aunque ya me habían robado el móvil una vez, pero yo en mi cabeza decía, si me lo han robado una vez, no me lo van a robar dos. Ya van 3, ¿vale? Yo llevaba el móvil aquí metido en el pantalón. Resulta que noté cómo me quitaron el móvil y yo pensaba que habían sido mis amigos, de broma, porque estábamos todos súper apretados, estaba lleno. Entonces, pues digo, vale, habrán sido mis amigos para hacerme la coña, ¿no? Empiezo a paniquear y a decir, vale, me acaban de volver a robar. O sea, yo estaba flipando. Y fuera me encontré a la policía porque había un montón de niñas igual que yo a las que les habían robado el móvil. Pero es que había algunas a las que les habían rajado las riñoneras. Robaron un montón de móviles, os juro que se hicieron el agosto. A todo esto mis padres se asustaron muchísimo porque ellos tenían mi ubicación. Justo la miraron y el móvil, la ubicación, estaba dando como que estaba saliendo del recinto. Y claro, mis padres dijeron, ¿esta a dónde va? Y nada, les llamé yo desde el móvil de otra amiga, llorando, claro. Obviamente me habían robado el móvil 2 veces ya. Intentamos ir detrás de la ubicación. Se lo enseñamos también a la policía, pero ya hubo un momento que apagaron el móvil y ya no salía nada. En unos días contaré cómo me robaron por tercera vez, que es la más reciente, así que nada.
Get ready with me para ir a hacerme un lifting de pestañas. ¡Qué frío está esto, pi! Me voy a hacer el lifting con una chica de la que me han hablado muy bien. Para estas cosas suelo ser un poco tiquismiqui. No me gusta ir a lo loco así, al primero que vea. No, me gusta pensármelo bien. Yo la verdad que tuve mi época de ponerme pestañas. La verdad que las pestañas te solucionan bastante. Te levantas y ya lo tienes todo arreglado. Pero me quedaba calva de pestañas, entonces dije, ya. Así que por eso me voy a hacer el lifting. Un tip que les doy siempre que puedan, pases un hielo por la cara. ¿Está frío? Sí, pero te desinflama y te despiertas así, mira, en 0, Estoy un poco nerviosa, ¿saben? Porque no sé si va a funcionar lo del lifting y me van a quedar así y yo voy a encontrar la solución a mis problemas. ¿Será? La verdad que hacerme un maquillaje y no hacerme las pestañas. ¡Báilalo, Rocky! Ahora vamos a hacernos lo último, que es los labios. Every night in my dreams. Mi plancha está muriendo. ¡Auxilio! Tengo este pelo sucio. Sucio, ¿eh? Mamis, esto ha sido todo. Nos vemos en el siguiente video a ver si funciona o no funciona el lifting.
Am I the asshole for refusing to share my bonus with my fiance's family? I work in tech and I had a fantastic year at my job, and I recently received a year-end bonus of about $50,000 and I was so pumped. I've been saving for years to buy a house, and this bonus is going directly to my house fund. My fiance knows this, and she was extremely supportive, and then she dropped a total bomb on me, asking if I could spare $25,000 of my bonus to help her parents pay off the rest of their mortgage. Apparently, her parents have been struggling financially, and she said that she thinks it's only fair since we're going to be married and they're going to be my family as well soon. I said no, obviously, and told her that I've worked extremely hard for this money, and while I do feel bad for her family, I don't feel like it's my responsibility to bail them out of this. And not only that, but I've not been directly asked by them to do this. Just
get ready with me while I tell you about the worst date I've ever been on. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this was either like my junior or sophomore year of high school. It was one of like the first like more realer dates that I've ever been on, and this is why it was so bad. So the date first started when he picked me up, and we kind of just sat in his car for literally like 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do because like neither of us had made a plan, and I kind of just like assumed that he was making it because he was like, oh, I'm gonna come pick you up. And first dates are always just so awkward, and you never want to like give your opinion or like give your idea first, because like what if they judge you, you know? So after literally 10 minutes, I finally was like, okay, let's just go get food. And obviously we had to sit here and talk about where we wanted to get food. And I was like, okay, like there's a pasta place down the street. Let's just go there. And he's like, okay. So we go to the pasta place and we both get dinner, and like, I'm just kind of already getting like a little bit icked out by like things he's doing. And here's where the best part happened. We had talked a lot about stuff because we had been snapping for like months before we actually like went on this date. Basically, I had like gathered the details that all of his money was through his parents, and he didn't have a job and never had a job, and currently like I was working a lot to like afford for my lifestyle. And so the check comes, and he kind of just like sits there and like stares at me, and like I obviously know how like first dates go. Like I feel like in the normal world, like usually, not all the time, but usually the man is like supposed to pay. And so we kind of just sat there for a little bit, and I didn't want it to be awkward, and I genuinely don't mind paying. Like I really don't care. And so I was like, oh, like it's been sitting there for like a few minutes. And so I was like, oh, do you want to just like split it? And he's like, oh yeah, sure, okay. Because I don't think he was gonna say anything about it, you know? Also, this is my literal favorite contour stick, and I saw the mini blush in the store today and I had to try it. This is literally adorable. But anyways, so I was like, yeah, let's just split it. And he was like, oh yeah, sure, okay, great. So I get out my wallet and I was like, okay, let's wait until, you know, the server comes back so we can split it. He goes, oh, how about you just pay and I'll pay you back? And I was like, okay, sure. So I paid my bill, his bill, and the whole tip. And like, honestly, I didn't mind because he was paying me back, but I still was just kind of like weirded out by it. So then I was like, oh yeah, like if you want to just like Venmo me, like that would be perfect. And he's like, oh, can I just give you cash? And like me, like I hate cash. I will never spend it. It will stay in my wallet for forever, which I guess is not a bad thing. But like if I'm gonna pay something on a credit card, I want something to be returned on my credit card. And so like, you know, this is the first date. It's already awkward. And I was like, okay, yeah, like sure, you can just pay me in cash. You guys are gonna be blown at what I am about to say. He pulls out his wallet and he gives me $23 in $1 bills. 23 ones. And I'm like, okay, what? Like, is he like secretly a stripper? Like what? I mean, obviously no, but like, why do you literally have so many ones like in your wallet? So obviously I'm already annoyed at this whole thing, but then to pay me in literal all ones, like, I don't know. I thought that was crazy. But, you know, I was just like, it's fine. Like, it's a first date. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to be carrying out a wad of cash in my back pocket because I literally didn't bring a purse or anything. But, like, it's fine. Maybe the rest of our date will go better. Y'all, it literally gets worse. And, like, just a reminder, like, it's not the fact that he didn't pay. Like, I don't care. It's the fact that, like, also his parents didn't, like, tell him how to, like, properly take a girl out. I don't know. I feel like there's just things that you're supposed to follow when you, like, actually like a girl. And so, I don't know, maybe he thought I was hideous when I got into the car and said, F this. But then the date continued. We got back into his car and we just like went for a little drive and we were just trying to figure out more things to do. And after a little bit, we decided to get ice cream. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, fun. Like, I love ice cream. Sure. We go to this ice cream place, downtown. And I guess all of his friends, like, worked there, and that's why he picked the place. I don't know. I've been there a few times, though, before, and it was good, so, like, I didn't really care. And so we go in line, and we get our ice cream, and he's, like, talking to his friend, and I'm not really, like, connecting yet that, like, they're friends. And I go to the register, and the lady asks him, like, how he's paying today or whatever, and he's like, oh, I'm covered. And she's like, oh, okay, because, like, his friend, like, gave it to him for free. And so I had to pay for my ice cream. But, like, whatever, like, that's fine. Like, whatever. Like, it's fine that I had to pay for my ice cream. But it's like the fact that he literally got a free one and then I still had to pay for mine and he didn't like offer. Which like, I don't know about that. But I think the main part about me was like the ones. Like, that's fine. Like, I will pay for my own stuff on my first date. But it was like the fact that like all of this happened like all at once, you know? So obviously after all of this, I'm like frantically texting my friend, like, come pick me up. This is actually the worst date I've ever been on. Like, you need to come pick me up right now. And I kind of just like slipped away. I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm just gonna leave, because he was just hanging out with his friends at the ice cream place. He wasn't even talking to me. And he was like, oh yeah, like, I'd love to see you again. And like, he texted me later that day. He was like, that was such a great like first date. Like, I had a really good like time with you. Like, I'd love to hang out again. No, I'm never speaking to you again. And after my friend picked me up, we went to her house and I was kind of telling her mom's friend about it. That's a guy. And he was sitting here like jaw dropped. And he was like, he did what? And so I was like gaslighting myself into thinking that like I was in the wrong. But I had a lot of people tell me that like I wasn't. And like that was like literally a crazy date. But yeah, anyways, that was my worst date. And if you guys have things that top that, please put them in the comments, because I love reading that stuff. I just finished my makeup and my hair and I'm off to go.
Oikeesti, tästä tulee nyt julkinen anteeksipyyntö ja samalla trigger warning syömishäiriöstä. Silloin kun mä olin vitosluokalla, niin mä sairastuin siihen aika pahasti. Ja se jatkoi mun koko yläasteen. Ja se mun sairaus vei mut oikeesti mun koko identiteetin. Ja mä olin maailman raskain ihminen silloin. Mun oli pakko urheilla koko ajan. Ja ketkä oli mun kanssa samalla yläasteella, varmasti muistaa yhden henkilön, joka veti joka ikinen välkkä leukaa. Kaikki tankotempui, niin kuin siellä tangolla, johon ei oikein saanut ihmiskontaktia. Mulla oli silloin yksi kaveri. Mä olin sille oikeesti niin kateellinen, koska mulla oli oikeesti silloin urheilukielto. Ja se sai treenata ja se oli ihan superhyvä kaikessa. Ja niinku oikeesti. Mä halusin esimerkiksi aina kilpailla sen kanssa kaikesta. Niinku mä aina hävisin. Ja mä oon huono häviäjä. Ja silleen kaikkea tämmöstä. Ja vaikka silloin kun mä harrastin futistakin, niin mä olin varmaan aika rasittava joukkuelainen. Mä oon oikeesti kiitollinen niille, ketkä niinku jaksoi mua silloin. Tai et niinku oikeesti. Ja esim. Mun oli aina pakko pyöräillä harkkoihin niinku semmosen tosi pitkän reitin kautta. Ja sit mun kaverit oli mun kanssa sama reittiä pitkin niinku treeneihin. Niin anteeksi mun aiheuttamista traumaista, koska mä olen ihan varma, että mä aiheutin sulle traumat. Ja mä oon siitä niin pahoillani, koska sä olet oikeesti ihana. Oikeesti anteeksi, koska mä en pystynyt olla silloin niinku hyvä kaveri kenellekään. Mä en oikeesti ihmettele enää, miksei mulla ollut kavereita yläasteella. Koska niinku, mä olin urheiluluokalla, niin se oli niinku semmonen ainoa plussa, että mä olisin voinut sopia joukkoon. Mutta muuten mä olin aika sellainen omanlainen ihminen. Ja mä en ollut mikään cool guy. Mä olin nutipää. Koska mä leikkasin silleen mun fledan kokonaan. Nykyään mun just on kuollut kakkapykäläiksi. Mä oon siis nykyään parantunut syömishäiriöstä jo niinku fyysisesti. Joo. Mutta psyykkisesti en vielä todellakaan. Tai niinku, että mua aistaa aina kuota TikTokeja, kun mä katson sitä jälkikäteen. Ja kaikki mun niinku pahat ajatukset tulee mieleen. Mutta mä oon nyt yrittänyt niinku silleen unohtaa ne. Mun on tosi vaikea hyväksyä mun terve kroppa. Tai niinku mua ahdistaa. Ja jos sä kamppailet nyt tämmöisten asioiden kanssa, niin kerro oikeesti sun läheisille ääneen ja niinku hae apua, koska se oikeesti auttaa. Koska mä sain apua ja mä oon käynyt niinku vitosluokasta asti joka viikko terapiassa. Vähän crazy. Mut joo, kiitos jos katsoit tämän videon ja heippa!
Ride with me, waarin ik ga vertellen dat mijn vriendin ging reizen met haar vriendin naar de andere kant van de wereld en iemand tegenkwam. Ik had mijn vriendinnetje die ik al heel lang ken van school en ze heeft geen social media, of ze doet niet echt met social media. Deze reis stond voor haar al zo lang vast, want zij wilde zo graag reizen naar Zuid-Afrika en ze had steeds niemand om mee te gaan en nu had ze eindelijk een vriendin gevonden. Ik was het niet hoor. Ze had helemaal alles strak gepland waar ze heen zou gaan, waar ze zou eten, welke strand, alles was gepland. Nogmaals, het is een vriendin die geen ene reet deelt op social media. Dus er waren ook denk ik maar iets van 5 mensen die wisten waar zij op dat moment was. En een andere vriendin checkte af en toe met haar in. Eventjes facetimen van, oh, wat heb je vandaag gedaan? Want ze wilde zo graag naar Zuid-Afrika toe gaan. Dat was echt like her dream. En ze was er uiteindelijk en ze vertelde elke dag van, nou, we hebben vandaag dit gedaan. Niks bijzonders tot die ene dag. Mijn vriendin en haar vriendin hadden dus net bij een TikTok famous plekje gegeten. En ze liepen volgens mij een steegje in. Als je dat steegje ingaat, komen ze 2 jongens tegen. Maar dat steegje was een beetje donker. Je zag elkaar niet echt goed. En mijn vriendin is ook niet echt iemand die zo mensen in hun ogen aankijkt. Ze loopt gewoon voorbij. Toen zij die 2 jongens voorbij lopen, zegt die vriendin van mijn vriendin weer tegen haar van, wow, die jongen leek echt wel op je ex. Hij was best wel groot en ook breed. Dat je leek erop. En zij zei, ja, leek inderdaad wel op. En dan gingen ze dus met z'n tweetjes een drankje doen op weer een TikTok famous plekje. I don't know. En zij begint opeens naar haar Snapchat te gaan. En zij kijkt nooit op Snap, hè. Ze kijkt niet de snaps die ik stuur of die ik plaats in mijn privéverhaal. Ze kijkt helemaal niks. Dus dat is very weird. In haar snap ziet ze opeens een verzoek staan. Weet je van wie? Haar ex. In shock. I'm in shock. Dus zij accepteert en had een bericht gestuurd van, hey, zag ik jou net niet daar en daar. Mind you, ze is niet op een random plekje in Rotterdam op plein 4045 waar iedereen komt. Ze is in Zuid-Afrika. Sef, je gaat gewoon naar de andere kant van de wereld, hè. Echt letterlijk, hè. Je weet waar Nederland is, je weet waar Zuid-Afrika is. Het is gewoon helemaal zo. En je komt je ex tegen. Mijn vriendin denkt, wat de hel gebeurt hier? Zij belt ons en mijn andere vriendin van, oh my, deze raadt nooit dat er is gebeurd. En oprecht, ik had nooit geraden wat er was gebeurd. Ja, mijn vriendin ging op vakantie naar haar droombestemming, andere kant van de wereld. En kwam haar ex tegen.
Breaking news. The future is here and it looks bright.
Ready with me while I tell you about more things that my strict parents have done or just things that they continue to do. So I have like a little, like, not necessarily a vanity, it's like a cajon that I use as a vanity. Like, it's a little drawer that I just stack all my things on and I do my makeup, my stuff on top of it. My little sister has like this habit of coming into my room and stealing stuff and then acting like she didn't steal it. She stole like 2 Sony Angels the other day and I was so mad and I was like, where are they? And she was like, I didn't touch them, I must have fallen. And I knew she stole them because the day before that, she had showed me this eraser. She was like, oh, you still have this? And I was like, yeah, where'd you get that? And then she was like, oh, it was on the floor. But it wasn't on the floor, girl. I might be messy, but I know where I put my stuff. And so I started pressing her about it, and I was like, where'd you put it? And then she was like, oh, I didn't touch it. And I was like, yes, you did, because I put the Sony standing on top of my perfumes, and they're not there. And then my sister starts crying and she goes to tell my mom that I'm picking a fight with her instead of telling her the truth.
Because she know damn well what she did. She know damn well.
And then my mom calls me and she starts yelling at me and she's like, why are you picking a fight with your sister? And I'm like, I'm not picking a fight with her. She went into my room, touched my stuff, and she stole something and I don't know where it is.
She's acting like the innocent when she's not the innocent. Like, honestly.
And then she starts yelling at me and she's like, it's just a toy. Like, it's just a toy. And then I start crying because it's like, not even like the fact that, you know, I don't know where my Sonys are. The fact that nobody gives a fuck. Speaking of furniture, my mom and dad bought my older brother a desk so that he could do like his school with. And he takes up the whole desk. And like, don't get me wrong, like, that was his gift. I'm not gonna go there and be like, girl, like, let me sit there. Like, no, it's his gift. But I did ask my mom and dad, like, hey, can I get a desk too? Because I don't have anywhere to do my homework, and I end up always having to do my homework on the kitchen table. I have to end up cleaning the whole table if I want to do the homework because we have a small table, but we have a big family. 6 people eat on there and they don't clean up after themselves. So like, let's say I want to do my homework after everybody drinks their cafecito with some pan. I have to wipe down the whole mesa, or else all my papers are going to get soaked with coffee, or my laptop is going to get freaking breadcrumbs all over it. I was tired of getting food all over my homework. And then it's also difficult because everybody tries to eat once I start doing my homework, so then I have to go and move and do it somewhere else. I asked my mom, and then she said no because she didn't think I was going to get my degree and actually go through with it. And then I asked my dad, and he said that they didn't have money for one and that they weren't about to go scrap up some money for a desk. Also, I've never like acted or said anything that made it seem like I had the intention of not finishing my degree. One thing about me is that I'm very determined to get my degree. I've always been really good with school. Not saying that you have to be good at school to get your degree, honey, but like, I've always been very determined and committed to school. And I feel like Bitch, if you don't want to give me the desk, just say that. Speaking of school, the other day, my sister told me that my mom texted her and was like, why aren't we getting report cards sent to the house anymore? And then my sister was like, what are you talking about? And then my mom was like, yeah, why don't we get report cards? And then my sister was like, our little sister, she has parent conferences. Why would the report card get sent to the house? And then my mom was like, no, for Kimberly. Like, why doesn't she get report cards? Like, I want to know how she's doing in her classes. And then my sister was like, girl, it's college. Why would they send you a report card? And then my mom, like, was like, okay, well, I need you to somehow get me, like, access to see how she's doing in school. And then my older sister was like, why don't you just ask her? And then my mom was like, no, because she's going to lie to me and she's not going to show me the truth. And I want to be able to contact her professors. Keep in mind, this is the same mom that said I would not succeed in college. Why the f do you care about my grades? And I have straight A's, by the way. I'm on the honors list and all that shit. So it's like, I wouldn't lie to her about that. Girl, I have nothing to lie about. Another time that my mom kind of got upset about school and like just yelled at me over it was when she saw like an email about me having to start my transfer application. She was like, why do you have to keep transferring like schools? Like, are you doing bad in the school you're in right now? And I had to explain to her, like, girl, no, but once you get your degree at community college or certificate, whatever you're doing there, you can transfer to another school to kind of further your education. And then she was like, why can't you just get, you know, a JD at community college? Bitch, I would be the worst lawyer in the fucking county if I did that. My mom is also the biggest pocket watcher known to mankind. Like, if I come home with like even a bag of anything, she'll start asking me how much money I spent, and then she'll give me a lecture about how I should start saving money. And she did this the other day, and I was just like, girl, what money do I have to save? Like, I get paid $30 a week on a good week, if you guys remember. Also, I don't come home with like tons of bags or anything. I usually just go to the thrift store when I need clothes. And then if I come home with a bag of something, most likely my boyfriend bought it for me and I just had to pick it up. We also just recently got a Ring camera. So girl, I literally have to explain myself to that fucking camera every single time I walk out. Right now I'm about to say I'm going to work, and hopefully she doesn't question me any further because I am going to work. It's just so annoying because I know that she only got it to see where I'm going, because she does not give a fuck if my brothers go out, honey. And this is the final look. I'll see you guys later because I'm about to go to work.